call tonight. Yep, Brock Foster on the start tonight. On the mound for the Braves. Number 14, Hammer back in catcher position. They're on your way. No. Leading off for the Shelbyville Rams is going to be number 11, Miles Hammond. Brock Foster on the start tonight for the Braves. Having Hammer get behind the backfield. Behind the mound, I mean. First pitch is in there, fouled off. For strike one. Second pitch from Foster. Swung on strike. 0-2 pitch coming from Foster. Little high, ball one. Foster's third pitch swung on and missed. Strike three, first strikeout of the game.
With one out, Logan comes to the plate.
Kelton Logan now at bat. First pitch is fouled off. For strike one. Foster with the 0-1 pitch in the dirt for ball one. 1-1 count now to Logan. Foster with the 1-1 pitch. High again, ball two. 2-1 count now for Logan. Foster winds up the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled off, 2-2 count now for Logan. 2-2 count now for Logan. Foster with the 2-2 pitch. Swung on right back at him. Can't make the play. Gets over there for the fielder's choice. Holds on, prevents the error in the runner. It's 2 outs now here in the top of the first inning. Chase Wells now will come up to bat for the Rams. Two outs here at the top of the first inning, still scoreless, no hits. Foster, first pitch to fouled back by Wells, strike one.
What was wrong with the scoreboard, do you know? Grant said there was a wire up in the board that was out. He had to reattach.
0-1 count now for Wells.
He said that didn't come out on its own. I don't know who else would be out there.
Foster's pitch. Called ball one. 1-1 pitch of the lineup from Foster. Swung on, fouled off for strike two. The 1-2 count now for Wells. Foster with his foot back on the rubber. Winds up. 1-2 pitch.
Yep.
And there for ball two.
You know, it looked like somebody spilled chalk downstairs. You notice that when you walked in?
2-2 pitch coming. A little to the inside. 3-2. Full count now. Wells with a full count, no one on base, 2 outs here for the Rams in the top of the first inning. Foster winds up, pitches it in there. Hard hit ball. And Wells will fly out to center field. Not only in the top of the first inning, the score is still 0-0. Sam Driscoll, Aiden Weaver, and Jackson Bott will be up for the bottom of the first inning for the Braves. Be right back. Right. That's a different outside baseball program I've seen in the last 4 years. Halftime on the weekdays, they can barely throw a strike.
That's why I got a bad record when I had that conversation. That's what you
Leading off things here for the Braves is going to be number 1, Sam Driscoll. Wright Walker getting the start on the mound for the Braves.
Sammy Driscoll leads off for the Braves.
Walker's first pitch fired in there for low in the dirt, wild ball 1. No, it was a ball. It was in the dirt. 1-0 count now to Driscoll. Walker winds up the pitch in the dirt once again for ball 2. 2-0 count now for Driscoll. As Walker winds up the pitch. Finally strike 1 right down the middle. 2-1 count now for Walker. Walker with a 2-1 pitch. In the dirt once again, little wild ball 3. 3-1 count now for Driscoll. Aiden Weaver on deck for the Braves. Driscoll in center for the Braves today. Walker with the 3-1 pitch. Going to be taker baseball, 4 for Driscoll. Now Aiden Weaver will step to the plate for the Braves.
Aiden Weaver.
Walker winds up here the pitch. Fouled off. Trying to make on play on this Rams catcher. He'll catch it. 1 out now for the Braves. So I bring up Jackson Byler. Walker winds up the pitch. Just off the outside, ball 1. Driscoll still over there on first base. 1-0 count now to Byler. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. Walker with the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. 2-0 count now for Byler. Walker winds up the pitch. Going to be called strike. Driscoll's going to steal second cleanly. Runner now in scoring position for Byler. We're going to have a short little mound visit here from Walker. Two one count now. Walker with the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. 3-1 count now to Byler. Evan Hamrick on deck for the Braves. Walker winds up the 3-1 pitch. Byler swings at it, foul. Looks like it's going to go out of play. Full count now for Byler. Walker with the windup, the pitch. Ball 4, take your base for Byler. Now runners on first and second for Evan Hamrick. Runners on first and second, 1 out here. Evan Hamrick steps to the plate. Walker winds up. Called strike 1. 0-1 count now. So that'll be ball 1. Runner will steal third. Driscoll gets there safely. Byler steals second, so now runners on second and third with nobody out. So that's going to be a runner scored home now. Sam Driscoll will get home and score the first run of the ball game for the Braves.
What's the count, Roger? 2-1? 2-1.
Sack ball's called now, 3-1 count. So now Hammer's going to smoke that ball. I think it's going to go around that left center field wall. That'll bring home Byler. Hammer going into second now. That'll be a RBI double now for the senior. So it'll be a courtesy runner for the catcher. That'll be number 12, Connor Fox.
Connor Fox is running for the catcher.
So now stepping to the plate is number 4, Carter Spangler. Spangler, the designated hitter today.
Carter Spangler now batting.
Braves has won 2-0 now. So Walker fires in the first pitch to Spangler. Going to be ball 1 in the dirt once again. One 0 count. Walker winds up the 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Once again, ball 2, same position. On deck for the Braves going to be Jackson Nickel. So another mound visit here. Coach is coming out for this one.
Not a deep bullpen, man. Just one sub.
So we just got news from Ed Neighbors. Not a deep bullpen, just one sub for them today. That mound visit was quick. We'll get back underway here.
Who won the par 3 today?
2-0 count now for Spangler.
Never even turn it on.
Wow.
First in the losing Cardinal.
I lost today.
Yeah, Petty had a no-hit through 6, like that, you know.
Spangler calls time here.
I know, it's like, it's like it rolls back of his neck. I know. I know it's the same thing.
2-1 pitch coming from Walker to Spangler. Almost in the inside, 3-1 count.
He's lost it.
Hey, what's up, Greg?
Walker's pitch will be strike 1. 3-1 count now.
Woke up 3 in the morning, thought they were crawling all over me. I don't get paid enough to do this shit. Oh, I hate it.
3-1 count now to Spangler. Walker throws in the pitch in the dirt for ball 4. It'll be a little wild there. Now Vance Fox to third. Now runners at the corners for Nickel.
Walker.
Miles Walker.
There is 1 out, right?
Yes, 1 out.
That's a nickel is the batter. Max playing right field.
Yeah, it wasn't. Who was it? It was, Wade got now.
Strike 1 now for Nickel.
How was Max last night? Pissed.
Walker's second pitch is in there for strike 2. 0-2 count down to Nickel. Oh, 2 pitch coming from Walker. Nickel strikes out looking, so that'll be the second out of the inning for the Braves. So now Andrew Tay will step to the plate, playing third base today. Runners out in the corners, 2 outs for the Braves. Braves are up 2-0. So that ball goes in the dirt for ball 1. Walker's pitching there. Called ball 2. 2-0 count now for Tay as Tay calls time. Walker winds up 2-0 pitch. Fouled back for strike 1.
Oh, yeah.
2-1 count now for Tay.
Did you order you one last night, Ed? No. Make sure they don't red shirt.
Walker winds up the 2-1 pitch in the dirt, ball 3. 3-1 count now. Walker hauls in the pitch. Hits Tay, so he'll take his base. Now the bases are juiced. So on number 15, Max Fleming will step to the plate.
Who got hit twice last night?
Spangler.
Right in the same spot.
You know what I heard today? You hear how many innings Appenzeller's thrown over at Chatham Glenwood, Coach?
Walker winds up the pitch in the dirt for ball 1. So now that'll score a run for the Braves as Connor Fox comes across. That'll make the Braves lead 3-0. Runners on second and third. So that'll be ball 2 now. Walker's pitch is in there, called strike 1. 2-1 count now for Fleming. Two-one pitch in the dirt, ball 3. Three one count now. Pitch is hit, hard hit ball to shortstop. He bobbles it. Fleming trying to get there, but that'll be a fielder's choice. In the first inning, Braves lead this one 3-0. We'll be right back. Stepping to the plate's going to be number 21, Hampton Petska. He swings on the first pitch he sees, strike 1. A 1 count now for Petska. Foster's pitch in the dirt, ball 1. One count now for Petska. Swung on a miss, strike 2. One two count now for Petska. Foster winds in the pitch. Swung on a miss, strikeout. One out now here in the top of the second inning. Austin Ulmer steps to the plate for the Rams. Foster winds up here the pitch. Swung on and fouled back, strike 1. Oh, 1 count now for Ulmer. Foster winds up the 1 pitch. Called strike 2. 0-2 count now for Ulmer. Foster winds up the pitch, a little high, ball 1. One, 2 count now. So that ball's fouled off the left field line. 1-2 count now for Ulmer. Foster winds up the pitch. Swan on. Hard hit ball. Fouled out of play to left field. One, 2 count now. Foster winds up the pitch. Going to be called ball 2. Homer with the 2-2 count now. Foster with the windup. Fires it in there. In the dirt, ball 3. Full count now for Homer.
Is it his mom? Is it his mom? Or is it the stepdad? Or was the coach's stepdad?
Foster winds up the full count pitch. Swan on and missed. Strike out. Now stepping to the plate is going to be the pitcher, Miles Walker. Foster with the windup, the pitch in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 count now for Walker. Foster winds up, throws it in there. Ball 2. 2-0 count now for Walker. Foster winds up the pitch, and they're called strike 1.
Who was your second baseman 3 years ago that stood in the same spot?
2-1 count now. Foster winds up the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 count now for Walker. 2-2 count. Foster winds up the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3 called. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. Brace leads 1-3-0. Kellen Pullhorse, Sam Driscoll, and Aiden Weaver up to bat when we come back here for the bottom of the second inning. We have a pitching change here as Rylan Murphy will now be pitching for the Rams. Stepping to the plate, it's going to be Kellen Bullhorst. Murphy's first pitch, called ball 1.
How old is he? That'd be coach pitch, wouldn't it?
Second pitch is in there, ball 2. 2-0 count for Bullhorst. Up high, ball 3. 3-0 count now for Bullhorst. And the dirt, ball 4, take your base. As now that brings Sam Driscoll back to the plate. Bullhorst now on first base. Now it's lefty-lefty here. First pitch in there for Driscoll. Called strike 1. 0-1 count now for Driscoll. Murphy winds up the pitch. Goes back to first. Driscoll still with the 0-1 count. Murphy winds up the pitch. Driscoll about wears it. Stealing second, it's going to be Bullhorse. So now runner at second now. Driscoll with a 1-1 count.
Driscoll batting 1 out, runner on second.
The 1-1 count now for Driscoll. Murphy looks behind him. Winds up the pitch. Sam Driscoll with a hard hit ball. Doesn't look like it's going to find a gap. It's going to fly out to left. As now Bullhorse is going to get there safe to third. Tag is not made. So 1 out now for the Braves. As now Aiden Weaver will step to the plate.
No, he's pointing at the ball, but he never did make the call. I didn't know what he was doing either. I thought he was waiting for the guy to show him. Yeah.
1 out now. As Aiden Weaver steps to the plate. Runner on third. Braves leads one 3-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Murphy's pitch, strike 1. Murphy with the 0-1 pitch. Swung on miss, strike 2. Murphy with the 0-2 pitch coming up, winds up, hauls it in there. Weaver fouls it off to stay alive. 0-2 count now for Weaver. Walker will wind up the pitch. I mean the dirt, ball 1. Or sorry, Murphy. 1-2 count now for Weaver. Runner at third, 1 out. Murphy winds up the pitch. And Weaver hits it to the dirt. Out would be made at home plate. Weaver at first on the fielder's choice. As I don't know what's going to be called here. So now Coach Arnold's a little upset here. So now Jackson Byler will step to the plate with 2 outs. Runner on first.
Jackson Byler batting with 2 out and runner on first.
So Murphy once again try to pick off the runner at first. And unsuccessful once again too. So Murphy winds up, tries to pick him off. Weaver will get there safe from second base. So now we have Shelbyville people getting mad at the umpires. Just play the game. So now Murphy will wind up here. The pitch. Byler gets a bound on the barrel. About to outrun this one. So out will be Maynard on the second inning. Braves lead this one 3-0. We'll be right back. Leading teams off for the Rams is going to be the pitcher, number 22, Rylan Murphy. So now Foster will get back on the rubber for the Braves. Foster with the wind up the pitch, called strike one. Strike one. So now Foster winds up that one pitch. Swan on, fouled back out of play. Strike two.
Like 2 years of Mustang at Centerwick.
0-2 count now.
Mustang at 8 years old.
Foster winds up the pitch. Swan on and miss for his strikeout. First strikeout of the inning. 5th of the game.
I'm gonna pick it up.
It's now subsequently Colin Jones. Foster winds up the pitch. Swan on right back to Foster. That'll be a quick little fielder's choice. That'll be 2 quick outs now for the Braves. Brings up number 9, Brady Clark. Foster winds up the pitch. Called strike one. Foster's pitch called ball 1-1 count now for Clark. Ball's in there for ball 2-2-1 count now to Clark from Foster. Foster with the windup, the pitch. Called strike two. 2-2 count now. Two count now to Clark. Foster with the windup, the pitch. Swan on. Hit over to Tay. Tay fields it. Play is made at first, and that'll be 3 quick outs as we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Braves to lead this one 3-0. We'll be right back. Stepping the bait will be Evan Hamrick. Lead things off here for the Braves. Hamrick at his first at bat with an RBI double to left center field. As Murphy winds up the pitch, and the dirt ball one bounced it. 1-0 count now for Hamrick. Number 4, Carter Spangler on deck for the Braves. Murphy with a 1-0 pitch, ball 2. 2-0 count now in the bottom of the third to Hamrick. Pitches in there for strike 1, right down the middle of that one. Murphy with the 2-1 count out of Hamrick. Ball 3. Three-one count now for Hamrick. Murphy's pitch in there. Hamrick once again with a hit down the shortstop and third base gap. Being there with a single for his second of the day. Coming to the plate now is Carter Spangler. Spangler designated hitter today. So another courtesy runner, Connor Fox, will be running for Evan Hamrick, the catcher.
Connor Fox is the courtesy runner. Carter Spangler is the batter.
So now Murphy once again looking over his eye at first base. Murphy with the pitch. Called strike 1 there. Very interesting call.
First baseman legal right now, Coach? No. No. God, it drives me crazy. I would run in. I would just get out there the way you throw over. I would run that sumbitch over every single time.
So now Murphy's pitching there once again for strike 2. 0-2 count now to Spangler. Runner on first here, bottom third inning. Braves still leads 1 3-0. 2 hits so far for the Braves. So now Fox almost gets picked off. Another unsuccessful attempt from Murphy. 0-2 count now for Spangler. Murphy's pitch swung on and missed to strike out. Coming up to bat now will be number 18, Jackson Nickel.
Jackson Nickel now batting.
Murphy winds up the pitch. Looks to pick off once again, unsuccessful once again. Let's just pitch the ball here. Murphy winds up the pitch. That'll be called ball 1. Count now to Nickel in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 count. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Braves leads 1 3-0. 2-0 count. Murphy winds up, pitches in the dirt once again. Ball 3. Count now. In the dirt, ball 4. Runners on first and second now as I'll bring up number 10, Max Fleming. Andrew Tay will now step to the plate for the Braves. Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Murphy's pitch, called strike 1. 1 count now to Tay. Murphy winds up the pitch, and they're called strike 2. 0-2 count now for Tay. Count now as Murphy winds up the pitch. Tay gets a foul ball to the third base line. He'll stay alive. 0-2 count now for Murphy. Runners on first and or for Tay. Pitches and called strikeout looking there. Ball looked to be in the dirt. That'll be 2 outs now. It's now Max Fleming will step to the plate. Murphy winds up the pitch. Called strike 1.
Max Fleming batting with 2 outs, 2 on.
Like that outside corner.
0-1 count now for Fleming. That ball's hit right back up the middle. Shortstop will field it, and that'll be the fielder's choice. 6-3 fielder's choice. That'll in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Braves at least won 4-0. We'll be right back. 3-0, sorry. We're back now here for the top of the 4th inning. Braves at least won 3-0 off 2 hits. Heyman back up for a second bat. He'll hit a ball. Fly out to right field for the first out of the inning. Guess now Kellen Logan will step to his second at bat. Foster winds up the pitch. Hard hit ball. Hit to the center fielder Sam Driscoll. Driscoll will set underneath it. 2 quick outs. So now Chase Wells will step to the plate. Foster winds up the pitch, called strike 1. 0-1 count now for Wells. Strike 2 right down the middle. 0-2 count now for Wells. Foster with the 0-2 pitch. Swung on. Be the first hit of the ball game for the Rams, and first base runner in general. Swells with a single in the right field gap. 0-2 pitch. Now step into the plate. It's going to be number 21, Hampton Petska. Foster winds up the pitch, swung and missed, strike 1. 0-1 count now for Petska. Runner on first. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Petska hits another shot to the right field gap. That'll put runners on first and third here with 2 outs. Now the Rams have 2 hits of their own here in the top of the 4th inning. Austin Omer will step to the plate. Runners on the corners. First 2 base runners in the game for the Rams. Foster winds up for the pitch. Going to be called strike 1. Foster with the 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. Or advance on the drop ball. So now second and third loaded. 2 outs now. Omer with an 0-2 count. Foster will step off the rubber. 0-2 count now. Foster with the windup and the pitch. Ball 1. That's now Hamrick's going to drop it. One, 2 count now for Omer. Foster winds up the pitch. Swung back, fouled off once again. One, 2 count now for Omer. Foster with the pitch, swung on, fouled back. Someone will stick up. Omer will stay alive.
I never had any run-ins with him, so I don't know him very well.
Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. I just know him from
Foster winds up here, the 1-2 pitch. Almost too high, ball 2. 2-2 count now. Foster with the pitch. Swung on, fouled off. Stay alive. Foster winds up 2-2 pitch now to Omer. Hard hit ball to second baseman. That'll end the top of the 4th inning as Weaver flips it over. We'll hear you back for the bottom of the 4th inning momentarily. Now Kellen Bullhorst will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Bullhorst, Driscoll, then Weaver. Murphy winds up the pitch. Hard hit ball right back to the shortstop. He'll flip it over and fielder's choice. That'll be the first out in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Far's still doing good.
One out now. Sam Driscoll steps to the plate.
Sammy Driscoll at the plate with 1 out.
Murphy winds up the pitch. Called strike 1. 0-1 count now as Murphy will wind up. Driscoll's going to wear it now. That'll be hit by pitch. First base runner for the Braves this inning. Now Weaver will step to the plate with 1 out, runner on first. Murphy will wind up here, runs it, throws it back. Once again, another unsuccessful pickoff attempt. Time will be called. Murphy winds up the pitch. And there for ball 1. 1-0 count now for Weaver. Driscoll on the first base. Murphy winds up the pitch. Ball 2. 2-0 count now for Weaver. Another unsuccessful pickoff attempt. Murphy winds up the pitch in the dirt, ball 3. 3-0 count now for Weaver. Murphy winds up the pitch. Called strike 1. Yeah, 3-1 count now to Weaver. Murphy winds up the pitch. Hard hit ball by Weaver. Going to find a gap right there in the right center field wall. Right center field. That's going to go underneath. As now Weaver's going to be at first. Now runners will be at the corners now. That'll be the Braves' 3rd hit of the ball game. Good hit by Weaver. So now Jackson Byler will step to the bait with 1 out. So now Murphy will wind up here. Looks to the pitch. Called ball 1. 1-0 count now for Byler. So Murphy will wind up here the pitch. Fouled off, strike 1. 1-1 count now for Byler. Bottom of the 4th inning. Murphy with the pitch. In the dirt, ball 2, wild. Scoring will be Bullhorse, so that'll increase the score. Lead Braves now lead 4-0 on the wild pitch. Runner now on second with 1 out. It's now 2-1 count now for Byler. Murphy with the 2-1 pitch. In the dirt once again, ball 3. Yeah. 3-1 count now. Byler's going to hit it right between the short field and third base. That'll bring home Weavers. Now Byler gets on with an RBI single. Now increases the Braves lead 5-0 on 4 hits. Brings up Evan Hamrick. Hamrick with the 2 lone hits before this as we get another mound visit. So he'll pull his pitcher. We'll get a pitching change here momentarily. Pitching change now for the Rams. Pitch will be number 4, Colin Jones. Evan Hamrick, the batter for the Braves. Braves lead this one 5-0 here. Hamrick comes in with 2 at-bats. 2 hits, had an RBI double in his first at-bat, a single in his last at-bat. As Jones puts it in the dirt, ball 1. Taking second base will be Byler. Now he might try to go third. So it'll be a 1-0 count now. And the dirt, ball 2.
What'd you guys do? Clean up all the trash so the mouse will go away?
2-0 count now as that pickoff attempt is once again unsuccessful. 2-0 count now for Hamrick. Byler on second. 1 out. Ball in the dirt once again, ball 3. 3-0 count, or ball in the dirt, ball 3. 3-1 count now as now Byler will get to third base. Three-one count now to Hamrick. That'll be called strike 2 now, full count. So now Spangler on deck for the Braves. Full count now to Hamrick. Jones's pitch, hard hit ball, fell out of play. Jones with the full count pitch. Hamrick hits it right off his glove. Hamrick should get there safely. That'll be an infield hit on RBI. Great hustle by Hamrick, keeps his 3 for 3 alive. So now coming to plate will be Carter Spangler. Connor Fox once again, courtesy run for Hamrick. Hamrick behind the plate today as catcher. 3 for 3 at the plate. So now Spangler will now be at bat for the Braves. Jones with the windup, the pitch. Spangler with a big hit. Big swing on that one, strike one. Oh, 1 count as that goes back now, strike two. Oh, 2 count now for Spangler. Jones throws it in there. Spangler lines it out. That's going to be fair. Spangler will stay at first. Runners on first and second. Now Jackson Nickel will step to the plate with 1 out. Spangler, a little poke there to left field. So now Jackson Nickel will step to the plate for the Braves. Jones with the windup, the pitch. Another hard hit ball. Looks like it might find a gap. Nickel will round the fielder's choice. Runners on second and third now with 2 outs as Andrew Tay will step to the plate.
Andrew Tay is headed with 2 outs.
So now Jones will pitch it in there to Tay. Ball 1, a little high.
The thing up here that connects it is not there. Let me see it. I completely just cut it off.
1-0 count now for Tay. Jones winds up in the dirt, ball 2. 2-0 count now.
It's like,
You can't fly no more. You lost your propeller.
2-0 count now to Tay. In dirt, ball 3. 3-0 count now to Tay. Max Fleming on deck for the Braves. Jones pitch in there. Stroud strike 1. 3-1 count now to Tay.
you know how you can usually
3-1 count now to Tay. Jones's pitch in the dirt, ball 4. Bases are juiced now for Max Fleming.
Is it torn or dislocated?
There's a little gap there.
Come on, Max.
I think just got pushed back a little bit. Not pushed back. It's like all these back.
Max Fleming batted with the bases loaded.
Bases loaded, 2 outs now for the Braves. Max Fleming at the plate. On deck is Kellen Bullhorst. Jones with the windup and the pitch. That'll be called strike 1.
Not terribly, but a little bit. But not like this bad.
Jones with the pitch once again. Fouled off, strike 2.
No, not that.
0-2 count now to Fleming. Jones will wind up the pitch here. Fouled back once again. He'll stay alive. 0-2 count now to Fleming. Jones with the wind up the pitch. Fleming will swing and a miss. Will strike out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braves leads 5-0 after 4 or 6-0 after 4 innings of play. We'll be right back for the top of the 5th. It's now Foster's first pitch in there for ball one. Leading off here is Wright Walker for the Rams. Foster's second pitch, fouled back, strike one. 1-1 count now. Foster the 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Going to find a gap once again. Another base runner for the Rams. Liking that right field gap today. It's now Murphy, yep. So now Murphy winds up the pitch. Ball one.
Sorry, I was getting into a routine. I put the officials in and I couldn't tell you to turn the clock.
Yeah. Instead of being, looking at me over there with his hands in the air.
Oh, he's wound up today.
1-0 count now. Murphy winds up ball two.
Who's that? Being.
Have you ever known him not to be wound up?
No.
2-0 count now for Murphy. Called strike one. Two 2-1 count now for Murphy. Swung on a missed strike two. 2-2 count. Two count now for Murphy. So now Foster winds up pitch, foul back, stays alive.
3 strikes again, coach.
2-2 pitch coming from Foster. Swung on and missed, fouled off once again.
I agree. I already noticed the difference in the first game.
You gotta go down and check that out.
2-2 count now. Foster's pitch. Swung on and missed, but they're going to call it foul once again. Two count now for Murphy. Foster hurls it in there. Almost a check swing there, but full count now. Or he's calling that a swing, as that's going to be a strikeout. So now 1 out. One out now as that speeds up the game a little bit. Thank you, ump. So now Jones steps to the plate. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Foster winds up, strike one. Foster winds up the pitch. Swung on, fouled off, strike two. Oh, 2 count now to Jones. Foster with the pitch. Swung on a miss, struck out. That'll be out number 2 of the inning, as now up comes the 9-hole Henry Clark. Foster with another strike on his first pitch. Foster with the 0-1 pitch. Hard hit ball. That'll be the 4th hit given to the Rams, as that'll put runners on first and second here with 2 outs. So now stepping to the bat will be Hammond.
Hammond batting with runners on first.
Runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. So now Foster winds up here. Pitch is fouled off. Strike 1. Oh, 1 count now to Hammond. Foster winds up the pitch in the dirt, ball 1. On 1 count now to Hammond. Runners on first and second. Bryce leads on 6-0 here with 5 2/3 innings played. It's now Foster with the pitch. Called strike 2. 1-2 count now to Hammond. Foster with the 1-2 pitch. Called out looking. That'll be in the inning. That'll be 8 strikeouts now for Foster. As we'll have Bullhorse, Driscoll, and Weaver up to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back. Exactly. That'll be in the dirt, ball 1 to Bullhorst. One old count now to Kellen Bullhorst here. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bryce leads 1-6 Jones pitch once again, ball 2. So that ball will be hard hit back up the middle here. Might be able to get an infield hit out of that as Bullhorst is out on the fielder's choice. There'll be 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Sammy Driscoll batting with 1 out.
So now Jones will fire in the pitch to Driscoll. Called ball 1. 1-0 count now. So that'll be called ball 2. So that'll be called again ball 3.
He's on base all game.
3-0 count now to Driscoll from Jones. Jones throws in there a high ball, 4-0 count. Take your base, Sam Driscoll. So now Weaver will step to the plate.
Aiden Weaver is your batter.
Runner on first, 1 out for the Braves here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Weaver gets a high hit ball. Left fielder makes the catch, and that'll be 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As now Jackson Byler will step to the plate.
Jackson Byler batting with 2 outs.
What did you have to eat at 9:30 last night? I think I went to
Peanut butter and jelly.
Then I couldn't sleep.
Jones lines up here.
I fell asleep and I woke up with mice all over me.
So now Driscoll is still second here with 2 outs. Ball 1 called. 1-0 count now to Byler.
He kept sticking his head out. He was wondering what we were doing here at 10 o'clock.
So that'll be ball 2 now.
Cutting into my hunting time. Mice are nocturnal, aren't they?
So that'll be in the dirt for ball 3.
I've had some in the pantry a few times. Open up the pantry and grab a bag of chips or something.
I'd throw away the whole everything.
Now Byler's wall. So now Evan Hamrick up the bat, 3 for 3 on the night, 0-1 count. See if we can keep that perfect batter average alive for the night. As Jones tries to pick off, once again unsuccessful. One count now to Hamrick. Runners on first and second here, 2 outs. As Hamrick gets the ball down, hard hit ball. Over his head, no tag is made. That is safe. So that'll be infield hit. So Yellen touched the bag. Infield hit. He did not touch the bag, but here we go. Shelbyville's going to complain it. Guess they don't want to go home quite yet. Oh, they're going to call that out. But anyway, they'll end the inning here. So we'll head to the top of the 6th inning. So now first pitch is hard hit. Going to find a hit there. That's going to be a leadoff single for the Rams. So we have a pitcher to Evan Halley will be pitching for the Braves. So now Wells will step to the plate with no outs here in top of the 6th inning. Runner on first. Halley gets in there for strike one.
Wells is the batter.
Halley 0-1 count now to Wells. Runner on first, no outs. Pickoff attempt is unsuccessful. Halley with the 0-1 pitch, lobs it in ball one. So that'll be ball two now. So now Halley with the 2-1 pitch now to Wells, and they're ball three. So now Halley winds up here, 3-1 count. Called for a walk. Runners on first and second here.
Pitcher batting.
So now runners on first and second here. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Halley throws the pitch. Ball one. Halley with the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike one. One count now as Halley winds up the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike two. Petzker now with the 1-2 count.
What is his best position, third base?
1-2 count now for Halley. Halley winds up the pitch, coming there for ball two. Short armor over the top. 2-2 count now for Petra. Hard hit ball. Looks like it's out of play. Halley now with the 2-2 pitch to Petra. So that ball's hard hit. Trying to turn the double play. Weaver gets it. Little scoop. That should be out for double play. So that's 2 outs, though. Runner's still on third, so might be getting out of here a little earlier now than after 2 little hits to start. So that'll bring up Ulmer now. Halley now with it. Called strike 1. On 1 count now to Ulmer. Foul ball, strike 2. Count now to Ulmer. Swung on a missed strikeout out in the top of the 6th inning. Braves lead this one 6-0. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th. So we're here for the bottom of the 6th inning here. Spangler fouls one off. Strike 1. Sun's going away now for the bottom of the 6th inning. One count for Spangler. Jones winds up here. The pitch. Ball 1. Surprised that wasn't a strike there. So we're going to 2 hours of ball time. You would think you want to wind it up. Jones winds up here. The pitch. Same pitch. Once again called ball 2. 2-1 count now. Jones pitch. In the dirt. Ball 3. 3-1 count. 3-1 count. Jones puts it there. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Full count now for Spangler. Swung on and missed. Striked out. That'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's now coming out the bat. It's going to be Joe Nickel, or Jackson Nickel.
Jackson Nickel batted with the 1 out.
It's now Jones with the high pitch, ball 1. So now Jones winds up the pitch, ball 2. 2-0 count. That'll be 3-0 now. Count. That's going to be in the dirt. That's going to be called strike 1. Pitch, 3-1 pitch. Swung on and crushed. That's going to be fouled off, strike 2. Full count now for Nickel. Ford will wind up here the pitch. In the dirt for ball 4. Runner on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So I'll bring up Max Fleming, or no, Andrew Tay, Fleming on deck. So it'll be ball 1. 1-0 count out of Tay here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on first, 1 out. Ford's pitch is hit off Tay. Going to be an E5 on that one. So that'll be an E5 there. E5 there is now runners on first and second here with the 1 out. Jones throws in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 count now to Fleming. That'll be called strike 1. 1-1 count now for Fleming. 1-1 count. Braves with this one 6-0 there in the bottom of the 6th inning, 1 out. Ball in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 count now. Two-one pitch coming. Up high, ball 3. 3-1 count out of Fleming. Jones winds up the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Full count now for Fleming. Full count pitch. Swung on and missed for the strikeout. That'll be 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So now Kellen Bullhorse will step to the plate here for the Braves.
Especially when we were playing at the pit. Losing all the time. Especially when I was playing.
Jones with the windup, the pitch. Swung on, miss, strike one.
I still like it. Come on, KB. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that way their woods is in the back, but it's down.
0-1 count now for Bullhorst. In the dirt, ball one.
Windy.
Kevin Bowler sees your batter.
1-1 count.
It could never be perfect, I guess, unless you're in the dome.
Hard hit ball. Should be easy work for the center fielder. And that'll be the end of the inning. Braves lead this one 6-0 after 6 innings played. We'll be right back for the top of the seventh. So we get the ends going here about top of the seventh. Halley's first pitch, swung on, miss, strike one. 0-1 count now for Walker. Halley's second pitch of the inning. Called ball one. 1-1 count. Halley with the windup and the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike two. Halley with the 1-2 pitch. Struck out looking, first out of the inning. So now stepping to the plate, it's going to be Murphy. 2 outs away from the end of this ball game. Halley with the windup, the pitch. Called strike one. Halley with the 0-1 pitch to Murphy. Ball one. One pitch coming from Halley. Hard hit ball. That'll be an F7 as he holds on to it. That'll be 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So now Jones with it now. Jones the last at batter possibly for the ball, strike one. 0-1 count now for Jones. Hard hit ball. That should hang up and be the end of the game as the Braves win this one now 6